Hey guys, welcome to episode 23 of the Fire Fund Friday series. We had another crazy week in the markets. I hope you were able to make some money because I sure didn't. As far as options trading went, I was able to get out of my QQQ options trades that I was stuck in for almost 3 weeks, but I made the mistake of jumping into another trade immediately after. So now I'm stuck in another unprofitable trade. This has not been a good month for me in terms of options trading. But lastly, I also did a small portfolio rebalance that I want to share with you guys. So if you're ready to see where it all went wrong, let's dive in. On this channel, I talk about all things finance, wealth building, and how you can achieve the life of your dreams through financial independence. If you want to join me on this journey to financial independence, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. To start things off, we're going to look at my options trading tracker. This week on the 15th, I was finally able to get out of the QQQ trade that's been holding me hostage for 3 weeks now. I was able to walk away with $27 of profit. And I really should have learned that the market is wild this month and not to be greedy, so to take any profit that the market gives you. But apparently I didn't learn that, because as soon as I got out of that trade, I entered a cash secured put on Nvidia, and within 40 minutes I was already at 50% profit for the trade. My gut said take the money and run, but I was not happy with my profits for the month, so I decided to hold until expiration to collect max profit on Friday, thinking the worst of the market craziness was over because the Federal Reserve has announced their plans for the next 3 months, and the markets were happy with the announcement. But on the next day, the Bank of England surprised the world and raised interest rates. This caused the stock market to nosedive. I lost all my profit and more. Let me show you the exact moment I messed up and thought the trade was lost. This is the Nvidia chart for the week. The white underline is when the Federal Reserve finished their meeting and made all the announcements. The top of the rally where I circled is where I entered my trade. I literally entered at the peak of market hype and did not take my profit. And then you can see what happened immediately after. So currently the best case is I can get my money out and walk away with some profit. The worst case is I have to buy 100 shares of Nvidia at $287 per share. But more than likely, I'm probably just going to roll this position out by a week or two and lower my strike price. Unfortunately, this will tie up my capital for another few weeks. Going back to the options tracker, on the right you can see my rolling profit for the week. I also updated the week 1 total to reflect 0 because I made no money for the first 2 weeks of December. But this week we have a rolling profit of $232. If I let myself get assigned the 100 shares, I will keep the whole premium. If I roll it out, I'll be stuck in the trade another week or two. Let's see how the market ends on Friday. Moving on, I did do some rebalancing of my dividend stocks. I felt that I was too heavy in SPHD with 150 shares, so I took profit and sold 50 shares. My cost basis was $40.47, and I sold them for $43.95. My timing kinda sucked because the next day the stock rose by almost $1. But I'm not going to worry about $50 of profit that could have been. The sale did reduce my annual dividend by $77.57 though. But I walked away with $174 of profit and took out $2,197.50 of cash. Then I sold out of my small position in Walmart. I owned very little of this stock and thought the money would be better used elsewhere. I had 2 shares with a cost basis of $141.43 and sold them at $144.20 for a small profit of $5.54, which also reduced my annual dividend by $4.53. But I was able to free up $288.40. For this week's sales, I reduced my annual dividend by $82.10, made a profit of $179.54, and freed up $2,485.90 of cash. I took most of this cash and reinvested it in my other income generating positions. That's what rebalancing is. Maybe your portfolio is too heavily weighted in one stock, or you feel it's time to exit certain stocks because the market has changed. It's your portfolio, so you must do what you think is best for your goals. So after that, I did make a lot of purchases this week with the cash I freed up, but we also got some stocks from reinvested dividends as well. We started off the week with 4 shares of SPYG. Growth stocks are taking a beating right now, and I've been purchasing the stock for several months, and have built up a good position size. I will be pausing any further purchases unless it drops below the $70 threshold. The 4 shares I picked up this week brings the total in the portfolio up to 79 and increased our annual dividend income by $1.99. Next, we have Chimera Investment Corp. This stock is still taking a beating as well, so I picked up 14 shares early on this week. I am holding off on any more purchases until the next week to see if it continues to drop. The 14 shares that I did pick up brings the total in the portfolio up to 114 shares and increases our annual dividend by $18.39. Next, we have NUSI. I did not buy much of this stock this week even during the dip because you guys may know it is my least favorite covered call ETF on the list. It is still below my cost basis, so I really should be dollar cost averaging into it. I bought 10 shares earlier this week, which brings the total in the portfolio up to 112 and increased our annual dividend income by $20.67. Then we have RYLD. I spent a fair amount of money for my SPHD sale on this stock. It was below my average cost basis, so I loaded up with 27 shares this week, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 190 shares and increasing our annual dividend by $75.59. Below that, we have QYLD. I also bought a fair amount of QYLD. I spent $400 on 18 shares of this stock, bringing the total in the portfolio up to 166 shares and increasing our annual dividend income by $47.74. These next 3 stocks here you can see are labeled as DRIP. That stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. The dividends paid out by these stocks purchase the shares themselves, so I did not actively buy these shares. When I don't have to put more of my own outside capital into it, I do not count it as my own purchases. It's called a dividend snowball, where the money I originally put in is earning its own money to buy more shares for me. If I did not have a single dollar to buy stocks, this position would still buy more on its own and keep growing. So the 3 stocks are DIV, SRET, and Horizon Technologies. DIV bought me 2 shares, increasing our income by $2.19. SRET also bought us 2 shares, increasing our income by 92 cents. And Horizon Technologies actually bought us just under 2 shares, increasing our income by $1.13. So we got about a $4 annual raise for doing nothing. Not bad. Also, because they bought more shares, I will get an even higher dividend raise next month. The snowball will keep on rolling. So this week I spent a total of $1,828.01. I actually did not use all the cash I freed up from SPHD, so I did not spend any new money out of pocket. This is just what the rebalancing was able to do for me. The purchases increased our annual dividend income by $167.48. But we have to keep in mind the income lost when we sold SPHD, so our adjusted net annual income increase is $85.38. So by freeing up the capital and taking some profit, we doubled the income produced by the 50 shares of SPHD with cash to spare. That's a win-win in my books. And we broke $3,000 of annual dividend income, so we are officially past the 25% mark on our journey to $12,000 of annual dividend income. The first big milestone completed. Not a bad way to finish up 2021. And that's it for another Fire Fun Friday. Let me know in the comments how your week in the markets went. I hope you had a better one than I did. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.